What's going on? You were hanging out with Death Count. I'm here to talk about why Batman v Superman was a great movie and why. So, first thing I gotta say, you know, people heard that this movie was coming out years ago. That it was going to be Batman and Superman both in the same movie. People have gotten used to that idea. But, you know, what I still haven't forgotten is no one has ever gave us this. You know what I mean? Batman and Superman both in the same movie. It's amazing just that. Zack Snyder gave us Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and all these other people, but he was the first person to give us what we've been waiting for since we were kids, forever. Generations before us have been waiting for this movie. And Zack Snyder gave it to us. He gave us Batman and Superman in the same movie. People forgot about this, and you shouldn't. Know what I mean? Don't take it for granted, because people are so used to like Marvel films and all those characters are all together. But I think everyone was looking the most, compared to anyone, Batman and Superman together in the same movie. So don't forget that Zack Snyder gave us this. Next, not only did Zack Snyder give us that, but he gave a Batman over 6 feet tall, well over 6 feet tall. I believe he's 6'4", and with the Batman suit and armor suit, he's even bigger. You know what I mean? Good looking dude. It's Ben Affleck. We all know who he is. If you hate him or love him, Snyder gave us a Bruce Wayne and Batman, how Batman should look. Know what I mean? I grew up with Michael Keaton. He's still my favorite. He always will be. But this Batman v Superman movie, Zack Snyder gave us a Batman. Good looking, 6 foot, whatever, right? Gigantic, dude. Gigantic. So he gave us Batman. Superman, we already had him in Man of Steel, gigantic. He looks like a fucking action figure, man. Great dude. Great casting. Wonder Woman, right? Like she's a skinny, she's like a little skinny, but she looks beautiful. She looks like a great Wonder Woman. The acting was fine. Keep that in mind, man. Zack Snyder gave us characters, actors who look just like the comic book versions. People have been complaining about this for the longest time. Batman isn't big enough. Superman's lame. Superman is not lame no more. Batman is not small anymore, right? So, I know like a lot of people are complaining about how about Lex, that he doesn't look like the classic Lex. He's not old enough. He's not bald enough. He nothing like Eisenberg. He's not like this fucking little dude. And of course, people are talking about Doomsday. I mean, I understand he should be, like more bony. And we're not talking about should he be in the movie or not. We're just talking about how the characters look. Lex and Doomsday don't look exactly like, the classic characters we know in comic books. But, dude, do you still watch your X-Men movies? Because they look nothing like the fucking X-Men, dude. Wolverine has never looked like Wolverine ever. He looks like Logan. He's way too tall. Just Bryan Singer didn't give us the real X-Men, and like other characters too. You know what I mean? But you still like him. You know what I mean? Like Zack Snyder has probably given us some of the best casting of all time. He gave us gigantic Batman, big Superman. Wonder Woman is tall. She's not the most, not huge like muscles and shit, but she looks good, and she could get better. So, people are complaining about Lex and Doomsday. Come on, man. We got the Trinity, dude. Aquaman looks great. Flash is going to be great. Come on. Stop the bullshit. Right? So, and, talking about Batman, we got black and gray, man. People have been complaining about this for the longest time, that Batman's suit is too stiff. He could barely look. Like, even in Dark Knight, when, like, he can move better, he still can't move that well. And like, that wasn't the Batman suit, dude. He looked more like a motorcycle guy. You know what I mean? Like, we got black and gray, Frank Miller style Batman, and Batman moved like a fucking badass, dude. He moved. You cannot complain about Batman fighting in this fucking movie. He looked great. He's the Batman we've been waiting for. He looked awesome. I'm not talking about Ben Affleck. I'm just saying Batman was cool to watch. He was quick. He was scary. And it was good, man. And like I made a little list so I could not forget about what I wanted to talk about. You know, what can I say? Some more reasons. I mentioned Frank Miller. The movie was inspired Dark Knight, and this movie was inspired by the death of Superman. You know, we had Doomsday and the ending. You know, people are complaining, and like understand, like, was this movie rushed? Should they have had Death of Superman? Should they have had Dark Knight inspired things all in the same movie? Was the whole thing rushed? Dude, look, he gave us comic book adaptions. He combined them, not exactly the same way, but keep in mind this: when people are complaining about, let's say, Bane, right, from The Dark Knight Rises, is he from the comic books? No, not at all. Like, people are bitching that the dude is too short. He should be some kind of like Spanish dude, right? Which he probably should, man. He should come directly from the comic book, right? But it's Chris Nolan, and Chris Nolan does what he wants to do, and that's it. Like, Chris Nolan ain't out there like reading fucking comic books. You know what I mean? Like, Chris Nolan gave us what he wanted to give us. And some of it was good, right? It was. But we've been craving stuff that is more straight from the comic books. Marvel is now doing that. Iron Man looks exactly like him. Captain America, now Spider-Man looks all good. So Zack Snyder gave us comic book adaptions, man. Not just how they look, but storylines. They are related, you know, strongly. You know, this is clearly death of Superman. He was killed by Doomsday. There is a funeral, just like in the comics. Dark Knight, Batman looks just like fucking Dark Knight Batman. You know what I mean? It's gigantic. He has the biggest bat logo here, right? So I give Zack Snyder a lot of props, man. Like, the movie was awesome, man. It gave us what real comic book readers wanted. We wanted comic book adaptions. So I was happy about that. They gave us, keep in mind this, dude, and like I'm saying, people don't, they shouldn't forget these little things. Zack Snyder gave us the Jason Todd Robin suit in the trophy case, man. Trophy case. And it's related to the Joker, because the Joker spray painted on it. So it's relating to the Joker killed Robin. Dude, we never got this close to comic books in any other Batman movie. We got this in Batman v Superman. We got it. We got Jason Todd. We got the Robin suit in a trophy case. We got the Joker basically saying that he is the one who killed Robin. Know what I mean? So Zack Snyder gave us this, man. That is a big fucking deal. Do not just like toss that like nothing. What else can I say? The relationship between Batman and Alfred, perfect. You know, the thing about all of the Batman comics or Batman movies is they always cast a good actor to play Alfred, and they give him some good lines. So in this, I really enjoyed this. What else can I say? You know, I can't even read some of my own fucking handwriting, man. It's crazy. Right? Alright, so look, like, I'll just come out of my own fucking head. Alright? Do I believe that the Superman should have been in this movie? Probably not. I'm such a fan of that storyline. You know, that's what I grew up with. That's maybe my favorite comic book story of all time. I wish that was its own movie. You know, because people, most mankind in this movie, Batman v Superman, didn't care for Superman. They didn't like him. They didn't trust him. So when Superman dies, I felt like, well, why do people care? Right? Like, yeah, he took down this person, this monster Doomsday. Superman took the monster down, but it happened in like an hour or less. You know, in the comic book, Doomsday defeats the Justice League. Him and Superman fight like across the fucking country, and eventually Superman dies. But at that time, people loved Superman at this time, and people were showed how big this fight was, how no one can stop Doomsday, how important Superman was. Right? So I feel like it was just kind of rushed, man. They should have just set up Superman being praised by the people. Next time, kill him. Makes sense. But you know what? I'm still happy. I still love this movie because Zack Snyder gave me comic book stories that I've loved since I was a kid. These things I always dreamed to, and it did happen in a way. Zack Snyder made a lot of my dreams come true. Okay, people are complaining about Lex, that the actor was too silly, he was too goofy, but if you think about it, everyone in this movie has a disguise. Superman has Clark Kent, Batman has Bruce Wayne, Wonder Woman has Diana Prince, right? Lex was goofy just to hide who he really was, because by the end, when he's like a bad dude, he is bad. He is a good bad guy. So the whole time he's just hiding who he really is. Know what I mean? So I understood the character. And most of the characters in this movie, like the main characters of Superman and Batman, they're very serious people. They're kind of like a downer, right? They're kind of like cynics. But Lex was he was a little more bright, compared to these other characters. So I understood why Lex chose, I can't call him Lex, but why Eisenberg chose the way he acted Lex. I get it. Would I have chose it? No, but it was interesting. When he turned bad, the bad was good. I thought Doomsday was a little bigger, but I like that when he was first born, he didn't have the bones yet, but the more he got hit, the more bones came out. Made sense. And who knows, they might not bring Doomsday back. It may not be the General Zod version of Doomsday. It could be all like different types. Know what I mean? So Doomsday I didn't mind. Like I said, I wish they hold him till the next movie, but it made sense in the movie. Okay, so this was a good movie, man. It was a great fight. Armored Batman fighting Superman was awesome. We had some other great Superman scenes, like when Superman was in Congress and Congress fucking blew up and he had his eyes closed and he was so upset that he couldn't save them. Man, I really felt that, man. I really felt that. That was a great, scary, dark scene, man. Dark scene. Batman looking scary, like when those two cops go to take these girls out of a cell, and they don't want to go out because they are even scared of Batman, even though Batman was there to save them, they were still scared of him. And when we saw Batman hiding in the corner, he was scary. Good job. So, music was good. Cinematography was really good. So, this was a good movie, man. I feel like if you're complaining about this movie, like I can understand, man. Like I can understand there are certain plot points that were that could be problematic to you. It makes sense. I'm not 100% like this is a 10 out of 10 movie. No, I mean I don't feel that way at all. But I'm just such a big comic book fan, and they gave me so many of my favorite comic book storylines in this movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it because movies are about entertainment, and it made me feel something, good or bad. I felt something strong. So overall, I like this movie. I think everyone should go out to see this movie, because even if you don't like it, you'll still walk out of the theater to talk about something. It's not like a movie like I just saw The Witch. I walked out and never even wanted to talk about this shitty movie again because it was so bad. This movie is something to talk about. It's interesting, and I'm looking forward to the future. So, Zack Snyder, I think you could have got a better writer. I know when you hired him, he was a Oscar-winning dude, right? I'm thinking about like the writer from Argo that Zack hired, if I'm correct. I understand. If I was a director and I had an Oscar-winning writer to come on my shit, man, I'd say, hey, man, that's probably a good idea, right? But the writing was pretty good, had some good lines, but what else can I say, man? I just want to be positive. So, Zach, thank you for giving me a lot of these characters and storylines I always wanted to see. You gave it to me. I'm looking forward to Justice League, Suicide Squad, and everything else. So, that's why you should like this movie. Okay? Thanks for watching.